Benjamin Franklin once said, "Tell me and I forget, teach me and I may remember, involve me and I learn." This is a quote that I have always stood by, and I feel the educational system should also follow. This is why I have problems with upper-level chemistry. Professors telling you fact after fact, telling you rules that apply to every element, just to tell you in the very next class that the other half of the periodic table, where every single element has its own set of rules that don't have anything to do with any of the rules that cover all the elements. It doesn't make sense, and it doesn't stick. I've sought outside help. I've looked at Sean's outlines. I've tried reading every textbook past the point that anything should make sense, when the words just swim on the page. And I do the homework. And I do well. And I go for the test, and I fail. Because they ask the chemistry equivalent of, the carpet is blue, the stairs are red, the light switches are yellow. What time did the dog go outside, and when did the cat do the Macarena? So I fail, and I retake the class, and I fail again. So I was going to try one last time. I was. Then I heard some people at work talking. We were calling parents that day. Someone had talked to some kid's dad that was not going to give one more dime to Penn State, because his son wanted to be an engineer. His son took physics 3 times, and could not pass. They made fun of that poor kid. They ridiculed him. They called him every variation of stupid in the book. That day I realized that no matter how many times I took it, I was just not going to pass chemistry with a satisfactory grade. So I sought academic advising at Penn State. I said that a veterinary degree just wasn't going to happen, and asked what other animal-related fields I could get into without so much chemistry. She gave me a few options, but none that I really had any interest in whatsoever. So I hit one of those points. I had no idea what to do, no idea of where to turn or who to ask for help without them just telling me to try harder and get through it, which very clearly just wasn't going to happen. I looked at online forums. I realized that even if by some miracle I did happen to pass chemistry with a satisfactory grade, the vet school was just too competitive, and I wasn't going to get in with my previous grades. So I kept thinking, and I kept looking, and I found an answer that I really wish I would have found straight out of high school. On one of those online forums, there was an ad for a technical institute offering vet tech degrees. Now, you know that it's been my passion for 2/3 of my life to become a vet. And you also know that this is mainly because of my love of dogs and my strong desire to work closely alongside animals instead of people. This more accurately describes the role of a vet tech than an actual vet. Think again to the quote in the beginning. Involve me and I learn. Technical schools like the ones I'm looking at, offering 18-month programs, are centered in hands-on learning, which I really feel I need. Again, I really wish I would have known about this straight out of high school. This is the program I would have enrolled in right away, instead of wasting 3 years of tuition money at Penn State. So, by switching, I will be doing what I want, as vet techs still work with animals, but less with people, are still involved in surgery, and still get to play with medicines too. Since this is an 18-month program, including a 2-month externship, I'll still be in my desired field a lot sooner than I would have if I had stuck with veterinary. Since it took me so long to figure out about these programs and actually figure out what I wanted to do, I'll be taking this academic year to find an additional job and build up some finances before starting on my new educational path, the one that suits me better, next August. If anyone watching this video still feels the desire to freak out about my decision and call me all kinds of names, please know that I've already called myself every name in the book. It is extremely common in these schools I'm looking at for people to do the same thing I've done. often already having their master's or bachelor's degree before switching to this program. I can only hope that you are happier that I did not waste the same amount of time as them, and realized I was in the wrong field when I did. Trust me, I've beaten myself up enough about this, and really don't care for more, because I realize it's the correct decision. I've mainly funded myself through school, other than transportation, through loans and the entirety of my savings. So you really have no right to make me feel any worse about myself than I actually do. So, unless you feel good about this decision also, please keep your thoughts of disappointment, etc., to yourself.